Hi friends, and welcome back to my channel and or Instagram page, whatever you're watching this on. I decided spur of the moment that I would film a video on my first impressions / experience using the Bondi SANDS, let me actually see what it's called, self-tanning foam in dark. I'm about to run out of the loving tan that I usually use, so I decided to go ahead and pick this up from Amazon. It was just delivered from the UPS truck like 5 minutes ago, which is kind of what inspired me to do this because I got really excited and I was like, it's fake tan time, why not make a video about it? My first YouTube video is actually of me reviewing loving tan, but I knew almost nothing about fake tan at that point. It's been 2 years since then now. That video was filmed in 2019 and I use fake tan fairly often. I just feel so cute when I'm tan and bronzed and looking like a sun-kissed goddess because my skin is so fair that it doesn't actually tan. I only burn. It does not change color in the sun whatsoever unless it's turning pink from being sunburned. So I love fake tan for that reason, just because I've never been able to tan, and also it's better for your skin just to use fake tan. I've never actually used a fake tan that was called dark before, and this one is called dark. I watched a couple of YouTube videos on it and it didn't look crazy when people who were really fair used it, so I'm hoping that I don't look like an Oompa Loompa after this, because that's not my goal here. My goal is to look olivey and bronze, so hopefully that's what we end up getting in the end result. So yeah, I will pop back in a second and we'll get to applying this fake tan. Okay, so I just hopped out of the shower and I threw on this little like bralette thing, and I thought I would show really quickly the products that I use to exfoliate and everything, and the lotion that I'm gonna use on just like the different areas where I don't want my tan to cling. To exfoliate, I use the Loving Tan Exfoliator Mitt. I always use this black side because it's more aggressive. Now that I'm out of the shower, I'm gonna go ahead and put lotion on the areas that I don't want anything to cling to. My favorite body lotion lately has been the Equate Essentially Refined Body Lotion. This is just like the Walmart version of the Nivea Essentially Enriched. Desi Perkins mentioned the Nivea brand one once and it stuck with me. I'm assuming it's similar to the Nivea brand because it is so good. I'm gonna go ahead and put my hair up and then start on my legs because that's where I usually start, and then work my way up. Give it a good shake. Oh, it smells really good. Somebody said it smells florally, but it does smell like coconut to me. This is what it looks like on the mitt. As we can see, let me get this in focus here. I would say that is a pretty true example of what it's looking like in person right now. It's not crazy dark. It definitely has a yellowy tone to it, which for me could be good because I do have a yellow undertone. I'm gonna start with my legs, so I'm gonna pan down and show that application now. I'm starting out with 2 pumps on here, and I'm just gonna start up with the thigh and work my way down. I'm really impressed at how much area that just covered, because I feel like with loving tan sometimes it doesn't stretch as far as I would like for it to. Alright, so this is the side-by-side comparison after just having applied it. My left leg obviously looks quite a bit tanner than my right leg. I'm impressed at how little this smells like fake tan. It really has a strong coconut scent to it and it smells delightful. Both legs have their fake tan on. This is what the color is looking like now compared to before. I'm gonna go ahead and put it on my stomach and try to put it on my back. I've got this Loving Tan back reacher thing that honestly doesn't work that well, but I use it sometimes when I really want to get my back. Sometimes I just won't do it. So I went ahead and took this top off for a second and I just like did my whole chest area. So some of my chest here, like collarbone area, already has tan on it, but I haven't done my arms yet, so I took the straps down so I could do that. I usually do the arms all at once. I'm gonna do like a pump and a half. I usually do it really quickly. For me with Loving Tan, it dries pretty fast. With this stuff, it seems to be spreading pretty easily, which is nice, but I still like to apply my arms as quick as I possibly can. I'm gonna attempt to do my back and then pop back in a second. Okay, I'm sweating now, but I did it. I got my back. I feel like it looks okay. I don't know how it looks on camera right now, but I'm not upset with it. I actually feel like the Bondi SANDS applied better on my back than Loving Tan does, because this Bondi SANDS formula seems to spread more easily than Loving Tan. If I recall correctly, I'm pretty sure I watched a video of someone saying that they felt like Bondi SANDS dried down quicker than Loving Tan, but I feel like I'm having the opposite experience right now. And this Bondi SANDS is staying on top of the skin for me to move around longer than Loving Tan usually does. That way I'm able to use less product, I feel like, and also make sure that I've worked it in properly before it starts to dry. I'm gonna go wash my face really quick because I'm a little sweaty and I wanna make sure my face is clean when I apply the fake tan, and then we'll pop back on and I'll show you my routine for snatching my face with fake tan. Alright, so what I usually do for my face is I'll go in with just a clean canvas, no moisturizer, nothing. I just want my skin to be as clean as possible. I'm just gonna put a little bit on the tip of the applicator here. I'm actually just gonna like pinch it in there really quick because I don't want it to be too intense when I put it on. I will literally just apply it as if it's bronzer. So I'll pretty much just do like the forehead area. I'll do around my cheekbones where you would usually contour, like right underneath the cheekbone area. Kind of like using the back of my palm where there's no fake tan to kind of like blend it out a little bit. Make sure I get up in there. And I'll get along my jaw here a little bit. I don't really do the center of the face though. But what I do make sure to do is get tan up here along the temple area, and there's a reason for that, which I will explain momentarily. I'm gonna take my washcloth and actually wipe off the fake tan in that area so that my eyes look snatched. Sorry about my exposure, you guys. It does not want to cooperate. Now that we've got that on, what I'll do is just take a washcloth that is damp and I will create a line, because basically like when you have fake tan you don't want to get it wet, right? Because that just removes it. But in this case you want to remove it because when I put makeup on over top of this you can still kind of see like the line kind of where I've like wiped the fake tan away. But it really just makes it look like my eyes are like Bella Hadid snatched. Follow the line here kind of where my temple's going. You can see there's a little bit of a shadow there already. I just follow that natural shadow and pull up gently. And then I'll just kind of like pat that out because you don't want like, you know, it to be messing up the top bit of the fake tan on your cheek there. This is why you also don't want to do your hands yet. Also just take and do a little bit there where I've kind of contoured with the fake tan. But then I don't want that to be too harsh, so I'm just gonna like pat over it a little bit with the mitt. Now that I have these little lines that I've created, when I put on foundation later, my face is gonna look really lifted and tan in all the right areas. It just really helps to sculpt the face. So I love doing that little trick. Okay, we've applied the fake tan. We've exfoliated. We've done all the things. I need to do my hands now. I don't want to use too much because I don't want my hands to be too like slathered up, but that's the amount of lotion I just got. I'm just gonna make sure that I really get in all of the knuckle areas. Okay, before that dries too much, I'm just going to get a little bit of fake tan on my hands and kind of swirl it around. Might be a bad choice, but we're gonna try it anyway. I got this much. That's probably way too much actually. I'm gonna pat that off on my mitt. Okay, now I have this much. I'm just going to rub it around on the lotion. I'm gonna take the little bit that I dabbed on there to get it off my hand and just rub it on the backs of my hands, just like so. Blend it into the wrist a little bit. Okay, I am fake tanned, and on the bottle it says you can wait for 1 hour to 6 hours. It says for a longer lasting, darker tan, leave the foam on the skin for up to 6 hours, shower with warm water, and gently pat the skin dry. For the deepest tan, reapply Bondi SANDS tanning foam 30 minutes after initial application. So I guess if you wanted it to be really dark, you could do another coat 30 minutes after this. But I'm not going to do that because I am so fair. I'm kind of afraid of it getting too dark in the first place since it is called dark. So we're just going to let this layer sit and then I'll wash it off. I'm going to go do some homework and see where the day takes me and then wash it off when I feel like it. But I will catch back in with you guys after I've showered off to show you what the fake tan is looking like. Alrighty, so I just got out of the shower and I will say I feel like a fair amount of the product washed off. I mean, obviously it's going to wash off because that was the point, but I don't know. I did only leave it on for 3 hours, so that's probably why I'm not quite as tan as I felt like I was gonna be. I will say with fake tan, it tends to develop over the next like, I would guess 5 to 8 hours after you've washed it off, so it'll probably get a little bit darker than this. You can sort of tell like this area of my face versus like my neck. The neck looks a little bit darker. This is the way my legs look right now. I feel like they are quite a bit lighter than they looked when I first applied the fake tan. It doesn't bother me so much, but I will say, considering the fact that it was called dark, I expected it to be a little darker than this. But again, I didn't leave it on the full time, so I feel like it makes sense that I'm not quite as tan as I expected to be. And again, it's gonna continue to develop over the next few hours, so we'll see what happens. But I'm gonna go get cute so that we can like let it develop a little bit more and chat about my final thoughts. Alrighty, I'm back. I've officially showered, put on a face of makeup, and a cute outfit, and I'm ready to give my final thoughts on the Bondi Sands Self-Tanning Foam. I really like it. I feel like it has developed a little bit since I showed you the video earlier where I had just washed it off and I was feeling like it wasn't as dark as I was expecting it to be. It's developed a little bit, and I think it's just going to keep developing as time goes on throughout the next few hours. I like the tone of it. I would compare it to Loving Tan. It looks almost exactly the same as when I used that. I do feel like if I had left it on longer, obviously it would be darker and it would get to that like dark tone, which is the name of the product. I sort of feel like the amount of tanness that I am right now is similar to when I used the Loving Tan Medium Tan. But like I said, I can just assume that if I left it on longer, it would be quite a bit darker than it is right now. But overall, I'm really happy with it. Let me show you kind of like my arms and back area so you can get a feel for how it looks. This is what it's looking like right now. I don't have any pictures obviously of when we started, but you all saw the beginning of the video. I was really pale and most of my fake tan had completely worn off from the last time that I fake tan. The neck and back area, I just feel like it gave me a really nice smooth tan. I mentioned this earlier in the video, but one of the pros to this for me is that it seemed to be quite a bit easier to evenly spread before it starts to dry down, and you could use a little bit less product to cover more area than I feel like you can with Loving Tan. Also, the most important factor and the reason that I decided I wanted to try it, Loving Tan is like $40 for a bottle, and it doesn't last me that long, I feel like. I bought a bottle of Loving Tan, I wanna say like 6 weeks ago, and I'm already running out, and I don't use it that often. I use it maybe once every like 7 to 10 days, and I do feel like it wears off fairly soon. I still really enjoy Loving Tan, but I started using it because I was sent it for free, but I haven't got any more packages of it at Loving Tan. If you want to send me more, feel free. I will definitely still use your products. So now that I've gotten hooked on fake tan and I'm out of Loving Tan, I just decided I wanted to try something less expensive. Bondi Sands you can get from Ulta, but you have to order it online. I bought mine from Amazon. I want to say it was like $21.99 or something like that. It was just over $20. It was $23 with tax, I'm pretty sure. So it's about half the price of Loving Tan, and it gives you the same exact result. I'll have to see how long this lasts on me, since right now obviously it's fresh. Who knows? It will take a few days for me to actually tell how long it's gonna stay this color. The fake tan smell isn't bad. I also don't smell the coconut scent anymore. Not that it matters because I'm tan, I don't care. With my experience with fake tan, that scent usually goes away within like 24 hours, so I'm not really worried about it lingering. I feel like my hands actually turned out pretty well, as you can see. I think my lotion trick actually worked with putting lotion all over my hands and then putting fake tan upon my hand and spreading it around. I went back after I had stopped filming and put a little bit of extra right here on the back of my hands and near my wrists so that it was all blended in, because it wasn't as dark as my arms were, I felt like. But overall, the way that it looks is very even, and it doesn't really look like it clinged to my knuckles or anything like that. I had jeans on a second ago. I went ahead and put my shorts back on so that I could show you guys how my legs are looking. So let me bring the camera down really quick and give you a view of how tan they are. Okay, so this is what my legs are looking like. Obviously, they are tanner than I started out because I don't feel like it's too unnatural, and it didn't seem to really cling to any of spot that it usually would, like my knee or like my ankles. Because of my school and work schedule, I'm not sure that I'm gonna have time throughout the week to sit down and film how the tan is wearing, how much darker it gets, how quickly it comes off, that sort of stuff. But definitely feel free to leave me a comment and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I have been keeping up with my YouTube pretty well lately because my overtone video that I did a couple of months ago at this point, I think, has gotten like 21,000 views at the time that I'm recording this. So I'm kind of obsessively checking it because I'm just really excited that people are loving that video so much and that my channel is starting to grow. And you can also message me on Instagram or give me a comment on Instagram because I tend to see all of those as well, and I will let you know my thoughts if you have any questions. But yeah, with that being said, that pretty much wraps up this video. I absolutely recommend the Bondi Sands self-tanning foam that I used today. Overall, I'm really satisfied with the product, and I feel like I will be repurchasing this one instead of Loving Tan, just because it's way more cost effective and it's basically the same thing in my opinion. I hope this was helpful and entertaining for you guys, that you enjoyed the video. Per usual, I will list the products I used down there in the description. I'll also have the links to my social media handles They're primarily just my Instagrams. One that I'm on the most is mua.lydia. That's where you can find me. I am hanging out over there most days, posting stories and keeping you updated on like random things in my life and random makeup things and posting makeup pictures and things like that. So if you want to keep up with me on a more regular basis, that's where I'll be. My goal right now is to start filming videos more regularly and have them put out for you every Friday. So we'll see if I keep up with that, but that's my personal goal right now. So I guess come back next Friday and hopefully there'll be a new video up. I know today's Friday, so happy Friday. Thank you so much for watching. Like the video, leave me a comment, hit the notification bell since I will be posting more content soon. And yeah, that pretty much wraps everything up. Thank you so much for watching and I'll catch you guys in the next one.